Why couldn't Ahsoka have been around during Order 66? The Clone Wars. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. It ain't nothing but a heartbreak. This insult to Star Wars was brought to us by Dave Filoni, George Lucas's wacky cowboy hat-loving Padawan that most people say should be in charge of the franchise. But after this film, I'm not convinced. This film is comprised of the first 4 episodes of the series, and it really shows. The plot is unfocused and boring, the dialogue and characters are tedious and obnoxious, and despite a runtime of only 98 minutes, it seems to go on forever. The film also has the dubious honor of being the first Star Wars film I absolutely hated. Usually I try to be inspired by my son and find the good in film, but not this time. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, Darth Vader is in the building. And some of you may be thinking, perhaps this film is being treated unfairly. But I take Disney to task for the crap they pulled with Star Wars, and if this series had been made today, none of you would defend the droid slapstick or Ahsoka calling me Sky Guy. So what's good for the mouse is good for Filoni, and I'm not going to give him or his team a free pass here. This film begins with some narration by Professor Utonium from the Powerpuff Girls because, fair enough, this is Cartoon Network after all, and kids don't like to read. After Jabba's son, Rada the Huttlet, has been slug-napped, the vile gangster space Skypes Chancellor Palpatine for some reason, asking the Jedi to find his little punky muffin. Oh, that's not a joke, by the way. Jabba actually refers to his son by this name in the movie. Meanwhile, on Christosis, Obi-Wan and myself are battling separatist forces in the first real action set piece of the film, and to their credit, the battle delivers on the adventure and excitement we hope for in a Star Wars film. But unfortunately, just when I was beginning to enjoy myself, everything grinds to a screeching halt as my new Padawan arrives. One of the main things I hate about this movie can be summed up nicely in 2 words. Ahsoka Tano. Yes, long before the Rose Ticos, Holdos, and L337s, we had this obnoxious, disrespectful little punk who does nothing but talk back and has the nerve to call me Sky Guy. Now, can you imagine if I walked around the Jedi Temple and said, "Hey, what's up, Conehead? Master Broda, my little green man." No, I would refer to them as Master Kiadimundi and Master Yoda. I would show them the proper reverence and respect they deserved. Her character was clearly written by someone who has no concept of a master-student relationship. And what's worse than how they have her blatantly disrespect me at every turn is how they have my character just sit back and take it. Honestly, the depiction of my character throughout this entire film seems off. In the Gandhi Tartakovsky Clone Wars, the role played by Matt Lucas felt consistent with episodes 2 and 3. But in this film, the dialogue and voice acting by Matt Lanter has more of a lighthearted Disney vibe to it, instead of staying true to the focused, brooding personality that I had in the films. And before you try to come at me with the, "Hey, it's just a kid show, give it a break" excuse, that crap doesn't fly with me. Because Batman the Animated Series was also a television show geared at children, and they managed to tell mature, psychologically and emotionally complex storylines with deep character motivations and real human drama back in 1992, all from the guys who brought us Tiny Toon Adventures. Back to the movie. After being saddled with my snippy little deadweight Padawan, the droids activate an energy shield to cover the advance of their tanks, so the Separatist forces can push into the city center and take out the Republic heavy cannons, which is where we meet the Separatist commander, General Loathsome. Yes, that's his real name. You know, between Savage Opress, General Loathsome, and Cad Bane, they might as well just start calling their villains Bad Guy McPoopy Pants at this point. Anyway, while General Kenobi negotiates with General McPoopy Pants, Ahsoka and I pull a solid snake and hide under a box to get past the droid army so we can deactivate the shield. Now I know the droids are dumber than gun guns at summer school, but come on. Wouldn't they have seen us getting under a box in the middle of the street? Anyway, after we take out the shield, the battle is won, and Master Yoda arrives to send us on our mission to rescue Jabba's son Rada. We follow the slime trail of the little slug all the way to Teth, where it turns out he was hotnapped by none other than Asajj Ventress, voiced by Nika Futterman. Futterman, that's an odd name, isn't it, Futterman? Sounds like a grocery store manager. I just picture a pudgy guy in his 40s with a cop stash and a comb-over telling you there's a 2-for-1 sale on Hot Pockets of grapefruit. And you're just like, thanks, Mr. Futterman, but you don't actually buy any because you've had Hot Pockets a million times and grapefruit are gross old people food. But I like Mr. Futterman. He's a good guy. He's good people. What are we talking about? Oh yes, the movie! While Obi and Ventress have a lightsaber duel, me and Ahsoka head for Tatooine with Jabba's son and a stolen Spice Vader. Meaning two things. One, I guess it's okay to steal as long as it's from the bad guys. And two, from a certain point of view, I was a navigator on a Spice Vader during the Clone Wars, meaning Uncle Owen wasn't as big of a liar. Although his pants eventually were on fire, along with the rest of them. On our way back to Tatooine, good old Dooku sends some battle droids to blow us out of the sky because the writers thought, hey, wouldn't it be clever if they had me get shot down since I'm supposed to be the best pilot in the galaxy? We make our way across the Dune Sea to Jabba's palace before I send Ahsoka off alone. Dookie shows up on his space moped, and we have a little duel in the desert where he uses my two greatest weaknesses against me. The high ground and sand. But we need to wrap this up quick, so Jabba's son is returned, it's revealed Dooku and Jabba's Uncle Zero were behind the whole thing, and this movie is finally over. On a positive note, the battle sequences were well done and exciting, and I enjoyed hearing Sir Christopher Lee voice Count Dooku. Samuel L. Jackson coming back to voice Master Windu was also a nice touch, even though he was criminally underused in this film. And including the pink R2 unit R2KT in memory of Katie Johnson, the daughter of 501st Legion founder Albin Johnson, was a thoughtful gesture by the crew. And credit where credit is due, the scope and visuals they achieved on a television budget were truly impressive. Once again, proving when George was captain of the ship, he continued to pioneer and raise the bar in all forms of entertainment. That being said, blazing new trails does not come without a share of problems and bumps in the road. And while ambitious, Clone Wars is a tedious and disjointed mess of a film that feels exactly like what it is. Random episodes of a poorly written television series for children, haphazardly stitched together for a longer theatrical run time. I have some hope for the series moving forward, as I have seen other episodes that I have truly enjoyed, and I've been told Ahsoka grows on you, maybe like a fungus. So for now, for its unfocused plot, overuse of droid slapstick, and painfully obnoxious characters like Zero the Hutt and Ahsoka Tano, I give this film 1 out of 5 Death Stars. And would I ever watch it again? No! This has been Vader Reviews. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. And follow me on Twitter @VaderReviews. Join the Empire today. You do not yet realize your importance. Share these videos, and together we will rule the internet. And always remember, you don't know the power of the dark side.